Hi guys, my name is Trevor Owsley, teaching that there is another way through the dark night of the soul, and to show you that there is a way to be able to heal yourself by understanding yourself. Now today I want to be talking about a little situation that happened with my granddaughter. She came into me and she said, "Granddad, can you heal me?" I said, "I can heal you." I said, "What's the problem?" She said, "I'm so angry." She said, "I'm angry all the time." She said, "It seems like my whole life has just been angry." So I said, "Okay." So she said to me, "Can you heal me?" I said, "Yeah, I can heal you. I can calm you down. I can get you to understand the anger. And as you know, I can take away that pain for you." But I said, it's not going to be the real fix. It's just going to be like taking a headache tablet. It may last you for today, it may last you until tomorrow, but I said, how about if we work together and I give you the information that you can heal yourself? Now she's only 16, so you can imagine we've all been 16, we've been in that place where we're trying to be heard, we're trying to understand what life is all about. You're kind of leaving school, you're heading off into the wide world to find your place. So I said, okay, I said, let's work this out nicely and as quickly as we possibly can. So I said, right, anger is the problem and you don't like being angry. She said, yeah. So I said, okay. I said, let's have a look at your mother, which is my daughter. I said, is your mother calm or is she an angry person? She said, angry person. So I said, right. So I said, is your father angry or is he calm? She said, he's angry. So I said, fine. So I said, life, your experiences growing up, was it a calm environment or was it an angry environment? She said, angry environment. I said, fine, okay. I said, the boyfriend that you're with now at this moment, does he come from a calm family or does he come from an angry family? Angry family. So I said, okay. Does that not make sense then that why you should feel angry because it's been your whole life? And you could see that she was trying to get it. She was trying to understand. Because what was happening was she was taking it very personal. And of course, when she started getting angry, all the family started having a go at her because she's angry or she's loudmouth or she's being too opinionated or she's being stroppy or she's got an attitude. But it's not her fault, as it wasn't my fault. Maybe it wasn't your fault when you was kind of growing up. So the more I spoke with her, you could see her energy was starting to change because now we was getting to the root of really what was the real problem behind anger that she had been carrying. And so therefore she started to relax. I could see that she was starting to change. She started to reduce the anger within her body. But there was a backlash. The next day she came in, she must have thought about it. And she sat down on the sofa and my daughter was there. Within about 2 minutes, she started up an argument and she started to have a go at my daughter, her mother, and she was really laying into her. You know, she was blaming my daughter for the way that she was and how she had grown up and all of these things. They was at battle. They was really going for each other. The voices were raising, the anger was coming out, and I just sat there and I thought, I'll see how this opens up. Let's see what happens. My daughter was trying to defend herself. My granddaughter was trying to defend herself. But I think at that moment in time, my granddaughter got out what she wanted to say. So I didn't say nothing. I just sat there and I just witnessed the whole thing. And in my head, I'm sort of thinking to myself, all right, you've opened up a can of worms here. Now you've mentioned where all her anger has come from. So I let it calm down. A couple of days later, my daughter rang me up and she said to me, "See, Dad, can you see how she treats me? Can you see how angry she is with me and what she's like and what her attitude is like?" I said, yeah. I said, I understand. And I said, but I listened to her and I said, and I watched you too at battle. I said, but I listened to her intently. I didn't say anything. I didn't intervene. I didn't interrupt. And I didn't say things like, you shouldn't talk to your mother like that. She brought you up in this way and she's looked after you and she's gave you everything that you've ever needed. Of course, I just kept quiet. But looking at it, when my daughter was trying to justify what she had gone through, I said to my daughter, all honesty, I said, she's right. I said, there's no denying the fact that what she is telling you is the truth. That has been her life. Her whole life has been aggravation. It's been an experience of rowing and arguments and fighting and bust up and family splitting up. So I said, isn't it inevitable that she would be angry? I said, you know what? I said, one of the best things that you can do is apologize. Tell her, sorry. I'm sorry for the way this has all come out, and you're right. I am to blame. And many of us can hold our hands up and say, do you know what? I am to blame. I've pushed all this onto you. I've gave you all my fears. I've gave you all my anger. I've shown you what it's like to be a mother. And of course, we are the example of that. It can be easily, simply understood once you can look at your family and don't blame them for the way that they are, but have a real good look at your own self for making that child like that, and then having the time or the maturity to be able to speak to that child and say, you know what, I screwed up. Yeah, it's my fault. And once you kind of apologize, then you kind of take the bullets out of the gun, don't you? You know, there's no more argument, because how can my granddaughter argue with that? And so therefore, that's how you understand that your future is being given to your generation, and you've passed on your fears and your arguments and everything, but don't blame them for the way they've turned out. If you are a real good parent, or you're a mature spiritual being, because this is what awareness and enlightenment is all about, it's when you see what you have said, what you have done, what you have experienced, and then recognize that your child has been a witness to all of that. Now, children, as I once was, as you once was, we've all been there, we don't miss a trick. We hear everything. We hear all the arguments. We take it all in. It gets installed into our system. Now, we may forget about it when we grow up, but trust me, the body doesn't forget about it. Now, this is the subconscious mind, because the body is the subconscious mind. It remembers everything. It's only the mind that doesn't remember what's really gone on. So you may be carrying anger. Now, you don't know where it's come from, but if you stop and you really look, and you really understand it, you have to ask yourself this important question. Does my experience tell me who I am? Does my experience tell me what my future is going to be about? So healing comes when we can understand, where did the root come from? Where was the pain first installed? So I said to my granddaughter, I said, you got two choices, kid. I said, you can carry on being like your family. You can carry on being like your mother. Or you can be the change. And you can turn around and say to yourself, this is not my anger. This is not who I want to be. And I'm going to get this anger out of me. Instant transformation. Instant transformation. You could see the light come through on my granddaughter's face, because I took the time to explain to her what it meant to be angry and to why you're being angry. And if you can do that, then that's the be me. It's understanding that if you take the label away from your granddaughter or your grandson or your daughter or your son, if you can take away that form of them being your children and look at them as an intelligent being that is just trying to understand life, just like you are. We need to mature. This is the awakening. This is how you understand how you can change your future, because it's not always just your future, because your future is your children. And I think this is the only way that we can make the world a better place, by understanding our children and what they're here to do and what they're here to achieve. But we must educate them of where their emotions have come from. If you can work with that and you can truly understand that and man up or wise up, whatever be the case, and explain to your children that you are sorry for the way life has been and apologize for not knowing. Because when we are young and we get married young and we have children young, we don't know. I used to say to my children, look, I'm sorry, I didn't know how to be a father. I just learnt it as I went along. I didn't know what it was like to be married and have children. I just learnt that stuff as I went along. So for whatever I've done, for whatever I've said, I am deeply sorry. And so therefore, if we can start again and try and understand it, then we will have a great relationship. So I'll leave that there with you. Find a great relationship within yourself to recognize what you have done to your children. And if you can do that, your children can be the best friends in the world. My name is Trevor Owsley, teaching Beamism, and that there is another way through life. See you on the other side.